General Hospital spoilers indicate that Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober, is one of the most hated men in Port Charles. Once secrets and revelations come to light about Cyrus, especially the fact that he is the angel of mercy killer that has been striking in Port Charles, almost everyone in Port Charles will want Cyrus dead. Is General Hospital gearing up for their next big whodunit? Cyrus Renault's killer could be anyone. Once his latest crimes are uncovered, the list of suspects would be enormous, as nearly everyone in Port Charles would have a motive for killing Cyrus. That list would include his family members like his sister, Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, nephew Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, niece Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens Bruning, and brother Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight. Other people lining up to murder Cyrus would be Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zampranga, Alexis Davis, Nancy Legron, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mancy, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vagenos, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, and Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, all who would want vengeance for the murders he committed. And don't count out Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, who would want Cyrus eliminated for his crimes. And let's not forget about Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, and many others who would have reason to want Cyrus dead. There hasn't been a good whodunit in a while. With nearly everyone in Port Charles wanting Cyrus dead for one reason or another, there is an amazing opportunity for a fantastic murder mystery that would be riveting and fun. It would have us guessing until the very end as to who the killer is, and the reveal would be shocking and unexpected. The killer would be someone that no one would have seen coming, and this person also has one of the best motives to off Cyrus. Danny Morgan revealed to be the killer. After months of suspense, the killer is finally revealed to be Danny Morgan, Asher Antonisen. Danny, seeking vengeance for the death of his mother, Sam, would kill Cyrus in an act of revenge. Danny would feel that justice has finally prevailed for losing the mother that he loved so much. Having Danny be revealed as the killer would be a huge shock to the viewers. Lots of other plot twists of possible killers. While Danny Morgan is a great option, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, is also another surprising one, as she was protecting Jocelyn or someone else close to her, and killed Cyrus in self-defense. Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, or Sasha Corbin, Sophia Madison are other great possibilities. Whatever route taken, the reveal of Cyrus's killer would be shocking and suspenseful. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that General Hospital is gearing up for their next big whodunit with Cyrus? Who would ultimately kill Cyrus? Would it be first degree or self-defense? To see if a thrilling murder mystery develops, keep watching General Hospital on ABC. Port Charles had seen its fair share of darkness, but nothing compared to the reign of terror that Cyrus Renault had unleashed upon the town. A man with a past drenched in blood and deception, he had managed to evade justice for far too long. But when the truth came to light, that Cyrus was the so-called angel of mercy killer, responsible for a string of murders, justice would finally come knocking. The tension in Port Charles reached a fever pitch as word spread of Cyrus's true nature. Victims' families demanded retribution. The police force, led by Dante Falconeri and Jordan Ashford, scrambled to build a solid case against him. Even hardened criminals like Sonny Corinthos found themselves contemplating whether street justice would be the best way to rid the world of Cyrus once and for all. Then, one fateful night, Cyrus Renault was found dead in his penthouse at the Metro Court. The scene was a bloodbath, his body riddled with stab wounds, a gruesome end fitting for the monster he was. The question on everyone's mind, who did it? It seemed that nearly everyone in town had a motive, but only one person had acted on it. The investigation was led by Jordan Ashford and Harrison Chase, who had never encountered a case with so many potential suspects. Every clue uncovered only deepened the mystery. Suspicion fell immediately on Sonny Corinthos, given his history with Cyrus and his well-known willingness to eliminate threats. But Sonny, ever the calculated strategist, had an airtight alibi. He had been at a charity gala the night of the murder, surrounded by dozens of witnesses. Jason Morgan, Sonny's trusted enforcer, was another prime suspect. He had the skill, the means, and the motive, but he had been in Canada on business, a fact corroborated by travel records and eyewitnesses. Laura Collins, Cyrus's own sister, had publicly condemned his actions and had vowed to bring him down. But Laura, a woman of integrity, insisted she would never resort to murder, even for someone as despicable as her brother. Lucky Spencer and Lulu Spencer, Cyrus's estranged nephew and niece, had long despised their uncle for his crimes. While Lucky had spent years abroad, his return to Port Charles had been well documented, leaving little time for him to have orchestrated the killing. Lulu, still recovering from her coma, was in no condition to commit murder. But there were others with just as much reason to want Cyrus dead. Trina Robinson had suffered immensely because of him. Having lost so much, would she have taken matters into her own hands? Curtis Ashford had his life torn apart by Cyrus's manipulations. Was this his way of taking back control? Sasha Corbin had been pushed to the edge by Cyrus's schemes. Was she the one who finally snapped? Then came the shocking twist. After months of investigation, a name surfaced that no one had expected: Danny Morgan. Danny had always been a quiet, observant boy, deeply affected by the loss of his mother, Sam McCall. Sam had died at the hands of a criminal network tied to Cyrus, and while Danny had never shown any outward signs of vengeance, the pain had festered within him. The night of the murder, Danny had slipped out of the Quartermain mansion, his mind set on confronting Cyrus. He had taken a knife, one of Jason's old weapons, from a locked drawer in the family's safe house. Fueled by a quiet, burning rage, he had made his way to the Metro Court, slipping past security unnoticed. Inside Cyrus's penthouse, Danny had confronted the man responsible for so much pain in his life. Cyrus had laughed, dismissing the boy as no threat, but Danny had acted on pure instinct, plunging the knife into the villain's chest over and over again. It had been a moment of unbridled fury, years of anger exploding in an instant. When he finally realized what he had done, Danny had fled, leaving behind a crime scene that would baffle detectives for months. The revelation shook Port Charles to its core. The innocent boy many had known was now a killer, albeit one driven by justice and grief. The legal system was left with an impossible question. Should Danny be punished for ridding the world of a monster, or should he be seen as a tragic figure pushed to an act of violence by circumstances beyond his control? The trial that followed became one of the most talked about events in the town's history. Alexis Davis, his grandmother, fought tooth and nail to defend him, arguing that he had been pushed to the brink by a system that had failed to protect him and his mother. Jordan Ashford, though sympathetic, had no choice but to uphold the law. In the end, the court ruled in Danny's favor. Given his age, lack of prior criminal activity, and the extreme emotional distress he had been under, he was sentenced to extensive therapy and community service rather than prison. It was a bittersweet victory. Danny would have to live with what he had done, but he would not lose his future over it. As the dust settled, the residents of Port Charles reflected on what had transpired. Cyrus Renault was gone, but his legacy of pain had left scars that would take years to heal. And Danny Morgan, once just an innocent boy, had been forever changed by the darkness that had touched his life. One thing was certain: Port Charles would never be the same again.